adventurers! GRIPNR is giving you the D and delivering a brand new campaign. Welcome to the Glimmering, the world's first 5e tabletop role-playing game on the blockchain. Beginning March 30th, mint your NFT hero from our Genesis collection of playable characters. And start kicking ass at play.gripnr.com. Search the hall for a table with your favorite game master. Connect with fellow adventurers. Play the game and etch your place in history when your progress is recorded on-chain. Whether you're a noob or a seasoned pro, there's a quest waiting for you. So what the f*** are you waiting for? Kick down the door and take what's yours. At play.gripnr.com.
Welcome everyone to session 1 of our new weekly Twitch stream. As you can see on the screen, we're joined by our usual band of miscreants, as we call them. And today we're going to start part 1, I guess you could call it, of A Dark and Stormy Night. And with that, I will pass it over to Stephen to get the adventure going.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to play at least the first part of A Dark and Stormy Night today with our band of characters. If you joined us for our session 0, you might know them a little. Some of them actually have names this week. So the first thing we're going to do is, my name's Stephen. I'll be your GM through these sessions, but we're going to introduce the various characters. And we're going to, instead of doing age before beauty, we're going to do the youngest first. So Hayden, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Oh boy, it's unusual. My name is Hayden, and I will be playing Tithys, the halfling cleric of judgment.
Ready. And next we're going to go with the woman who never says yes and always says no, Brittany.
Brittany here. I'm going to be playing Brixus Sassafras, a gnome ranger from the Wildlands. And I would say feisty.
That's
Accurate. Yeah.
very. And next we'll go with our third of our regular players, the beautiful and talented Justin.
My character is Beautiful, the end. I will be playing, last week I did not have a name, and this week my name is To Be Determined, and I will be
To Be
a tiefling warlock, and we'll see what I get up to prestidigitating.
And the third is our guest player, who is playing our dwarf fighter, and Ron has joined us before, and he's always a joy to play with. So Ron, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Ron. I will be playing Shara of Many Faces, a contender dwarf fighter from Stirk, and I'm excited to have some mischief and get up to some hijinks with you all.
Righty, and today we find our band of miscreants, heroes, as it were, on the road far north in the lands of Sterek, heading into the town of Borgahild. Now, Borgahild is sort of a rough and tumble trading spot right at the mouth of the Glimmering Gap before you head up into the hills, where folks are mining jumpstone, which is this alchemical reagent, this purplish stone that has caused quite a stir within the Moonstone Empire. It's got a lot of uses, and people are still finding out more uses, which has caused a number of not only people going into the region to try to strike it rich by finding these strange deposits of jumpstone, but also adventurers looking for work, merchants looking to sell their trade, ne'er-do-wells trying to bilk other people out of fortunes, and various other folks just trying to go where the action is. Before we get there, does anybody want to tell me their motivation for going to Borgahild, just making one up in the Glimmering Gap, or would you like me to give you one?
I'll take a reason.
All right, go ahead and roll a d6.
Oh,
Behind the scenes, we have a bunch of adventure hook cards that you can use to do this. We're going to go through one of these, or go through these, and but instead of drawing the cards, we're just going to roll a d6. What'd you get, Justin?
3.
3. You have lofty goals.
Classic me.
This is you will become a knight. This is a good one for you, just because it's so it's your destiny. Joining any order would be an honor, but you've read many 5 copper piece stories about the old order of the Golden Fleece in your youth. No matter, you hear that the Order of the Moon is recruiting in Borgahild, and you're sure that they'll accept a person of your caliber.
This totally fits me.
All right.
You want me to go next?
Sure.
I'm gonna pick my reason. I have just come out of the Tower of Power many adventures, and each time that I've grasped treasure, I've either had to break it or I've lost it once I've exited and been kicked out of the tower. And so I want gems. I want my treasures. I want my precious pretties.
All right. That's a fine motivation. Hayden, you got a motivation for Tithys, or are you going to roll?
I think I have a motivation.
All right.
Tithys is from Cornon, and she's seen several different uprisings and taken part in them, seen a lot of people with a lot of power abuse it to their fullest extent. And at this point, she's taken an oath of judgment and is probably just traveling, trying to find people to put the hammer down on.
All right. A rough and tumble town of ne'er-do-wells might be a great place to do that.
Shara's motivation for being here is they woke up many moons ago in the contender pits of Sterek, and not knowing how they got there or even how they knew how to fight in the competitions, but they were good, really good, and they quickly made their way up the ranks of contenders and, fought in battle after battle, losing some hard fought ones, but more often winning until he won his freedom. And now he has been wandering the lands looking for answers as to who he is, why he doesn't remember who he is, and why he knows how to use this God's forsaken axe so well.
All righty. So with that, I'm going to assume that you guys have been traveling as a group for the last couple of days, probably heading up from the Orentors, where the Tower of Power is located, heading up north. And as you approach the outskirts of Borgahild, basically you see a bustle of activity. It's got a sort of main drag that winds its way with the main road. A lot of the permanent buildings of the structure are built up upon this drag, but you can see kind of a sprawl going all around of less permanent buildings and tent camps and everything else. There are many hawkers on the streets calling out for wares. What are these bars of soap has a silver piece in it? And all sorts of other sort of weird stuff. People trying to draw you into various taverns and gambling halls. And through this den, you see a young person, a girl of maybe 16 years, and she has like a placard with a strange symbol of the moon on it. And she's like, the Order of the Moon is seeking brave people to go up the pass and deliver the packages and mails to points beyond. At the end of the road, you will find the keep. They hire for good money. Go serve the Order of the Moon. And a lot of people laugh at her as she passes by, but she seems very dedicated to calling out to the folks of Borgahild to try to get folks to head towards the Order of the Moon chapter house.
This seems like a natural thing for my nobility. It definitely would be a great foot in the door to be recognized.
Oh yeah, then totally take in a heartbeat, just like that. It's so regal and noble and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Surely you guys recognize my regal nobility.
That's what I've been wondering about it since we started journeying together. So you're of noble descent, and you've come to get your knighthood back?
No one else has recognized this noble descent yet, but they will. They will.
No.
You'll learn it eventually. Just be sure when you get all that knightly power and all that, you use it well.
Well, I'm gonna go on and do we talk to the girl, or is she in front of a place that we're supposed to go into? I don't know.
No, she's actually sort of in the middle of the town,
Okay.
outside one of the main taverns, the Green Knight Tavern, as sort of drunken people.
But she gave us instructions of like where to go.
Yeah,
if we keep going to the end, then that's where we would inquire about what the rewards and the quest is. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, you could go up and talk to her if you want. She's out just spreading the word, or you could just keep on going up the main drag and following. She basically says at the end of the road, look for a keep under construction.
I will politely take a flyer.
Are any of you familiar with the Order of the Moon?
No, but it makes me think of opals.
Is
I like
anyone
opals.
here, or am I familiar with the Order of the Moon?
Well, most people are familiar with at least the basics of the Order of the Moon. What you know about the Order of the Moon is that it's basically sort of the postal service. Imagine that if the Knights Templars weren't bankers and they were postmen. They keep avenues of communication open, deliver parcels and packages and everything and things like that. Sometimes taking their forces into new lands in order to clear it out and make it ready for what the Moonstone Empire calls civilization. But for the most part, they're a very well-respected institution that provides a great service for the Empire.
A noble cause.
To be postman, that's how you become a knight. Just deliver some packages, and before long, just rise up the ranks.
I'm just in it for the uniform.
It's a nice moon.
It's all about networking. But I appreciate
so I would look so good in that outfit. And if I get to go to new lands, then that means that I get to
Judge
quest for
people.
treasure.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, sure. That's
That too.
That's totally.
that is your treasure, is to judge people.
Quite harshly, yeah.
All right. Well, I start walking towards the end.
Might as well.
You're gonna approach her, or are you just gonna keep on going?
Well, I politely took a flyer, and then now I'm going to.
She doesn't really have a flyer. She has more of a placard that's got the symbol of the crescent moon. Well, there are two moons. There's in the world of Azua.
This isn't Vegas, okay? There's no flyers.
So you could grab her placard, and she says, "Oh, good sir, that's my placard."
It is tempting, but fine. I'd like
Not
go.
noble.
Not used to knights taking the people's placards, from them. That's
And
not
she
very
looks at all of
Jesus
you,
Christ, you're judgy.
looks at all of you up and down and says, "Yes, you all lot look like trustworthy and noble adventurers. Are you looking for work?
Is enrollment that down for y'all?" Because we're lots of things, but I don't know that we're that.
Noble's not. Well, most of us
Don't
are
sell
noble.
yourself short.
While you all are having this conversation, I've stepped off to a stall with trinkets, and I've picked up a little trinket. And
Did you
then I'm
pick
gonna
it up
make
as
my
in
way.
buy it, or did you steal it?
Oh
I
my
bought
God,
it.
you're gonna be really fun.
I exchanged a silver piece for this trinket, which I will keep with me, and then I am going to make my way towards the inn that's under construction. I don't know if I'm behind them or in front of them.
Dude,
All right.
she's kind of getting ahead of us. Maybe we should go that way.
So you see Brixa have a brief conversation with this sort of grubby-looking hawker of trinkets. He says they're all Jumpstone. As you sort of walk after you've bought the trinket, it's basically a rock with purple paint. It's still pretty, but obviously this guy is scamming people. This is not Jumpstone. And you've also heard, you've never seen a bit of Jumpstone, that Jumpstone vibrates slightly. So you had a feeling when you bought it that it wasn't quite, but it's pretty. It's a nice shade of purple.
Do we see that stone?
From a distance, yeah, you see that, you know, she has bought something and now she's making her way up the main avenue.
Well, as an alchemist, I think I might know what Jumpstone is. So I'm gonna look over, like, as we're walking by, just like look at that, whatever that shopkeeper is, and just take my mason and just like keep walking that way.
The guy looks a little shocked, but as you keep on walking, it doesn't faze him for long, and he goes back to get your Jumpstone trinkets.
I hate that guy.
Come to alchemists and the Orentors, or even Verms, and make your fortune. It's obviously full of crap.
Well, before we walk off, I'd like to ask the woman recruiting, is there a reason are your numbers down? Is this a normal occurrence for you just to be looking for new couriers for such a well-respected organization? I was just wondering if there's a reason for the need for new folks.
And she goes, she goes, they just kind of paid me to spread the message. I don't know.
Fair enough. Good on you for earning an honest living. I was just wondering if there was anything we should know before we go up to the inn.
The people at the order are very nice, and they pay me well.
Excellent. That's good to know. Thank you, miss. You enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too.
So wholesome.
Right. So, Tubi, is this your dream? This is how you become a knight?
It's got to be one of the first steps. I'm all about networking.
I mean, who knows where it'll take me? Maybe something will shake my memory. Let's go. And we're behind the two of them anyways. We should probably catch up.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah. Did you see what he did to that? He dragged his mace across his throat.
I mean, maybe he had an itch or something. You know, that beard could get scratchy. My beard's always
itching.
Listen.
You don't hear this. You're ahead of
me. Yeah, you're up there. I don't know what you're yelling about.
I'm just at the door, like
walk up, like, listen, you know that was fake, right? That it's not real.
You didn't really have an itch.
What? No. They're scamming you. It's fake.
Oh, that yeah. Of course.
You're judging my purchases
no, I'm not,
now.
I'm not judging you. I'm saying it's a fake stone.
She's not judging me purchases. She's just judging me purchases.
Judging the shopkeep for swindling you. You know.
Have you ever met a shopkeep before? It's fine. It's part of it. She thought it was cool. It's not like
purple.
She paid several gold for it.
Calm down. A lot of shopkeeps, but they didn't.
It's gonna be my lucky stone.
It's a rock painted purple.
It commemorates our having fun together.
Okay. I'll step
Look,
back.
you do you. I'm over here with my special rock full of special luck that I will not give you.
I don't want your rock. I'm just saying that he scammed you. You guys are judgmental. You guys are judgmental. I thought I was pretty judgmental. You guys are fucking...
I just walk in the door of the inn.
and as you walk and have this nice conversation with Brixa, you've noticed over time that every time that Brixa says you do you, it sounds more like go fuck yourself.
Yes, mine.
But as you guys make your way up and past sort of the more congested parts of the town, you see one off into the distance. There is this gravelly path that leads up into the mountains. Just in front of that is sort of a makeshift wooden barricade. Looks like the first line of defense into the town from anything that comes out. And between you and that barricade, off to the right, is the construction of what looks like a medium-sized keep, and which you hear before you see. Right as you turn the corner, there are many workers working very hard to basically construct this fortification. Coming right up, there are workers everywhere. You can walk right through the front gates almost without notice until you reach the center courtyard. You see the makings of a stable, which is mostly complete to your left. At the center, there is a square sort of wooden building that looks like it is the center of activity maybe, and everybody else is working hard to put together this thing. One of the construction workers comes up to you and says, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Well, he's on a 12-step noble program to become a knight, and
Okay.
he's very judgy but wants justice. And then me and my other friend, we just want work.
Oh, you're here for the work. He goes, yeah, and he points to the square building, this iron-bound door. The square building, you notice, doesn't have any real windows or anything else. But he goes, yeah, you're going to want to talk to the commander. And he goes back about doing his work.
All 4 feet of me turns about and makes my way right over to that door.
You make your way over to that door. The door is not locked. You can open it easy enough. It sort of creaks open, and beyond is a large single room. In the middle of it is a desk, not a great desk. It looks like it's kind of just put together, but rather large. And there are various parcels and packages on the desk. There's what looks like a large ledger. Behind the ledger is a graying dwarf male who's scribbling into the ledger. Around him are various other packages and parcels. And even as you open the door and it creaks open, he's just scribbling and scribbling and scribbling. He's got a pair of spectacles that he's using to write in this ledger. Every once in a while, he takes another parcel, moves it to the other side of the desk, and scribbles some more.
I elbow my dwarf friend and I go, maybe he'll talk to you?
Muted. You're muted.
Muted.
Sorry, I had a coughing fit earlier and I forgot to unmute. And then let's get this. Let's get started on it. How else is Tubi going to become a knight? If we don't get started.
So many steps.
So many steps.
I'm honestly trying to figure out, we start there, and where's the middle steps?
It doesn't matter. It's
You have to take the first step.
Phase 3 is profit. That's all you need to know.
So as you guys have this conversation, he doesn't even look up. You just see him go, shh. And then he looks up. He kind of blinks a bit and takes off his spectacles and puts them on the desk. And he goes, yes?
We're here for the work.
Oh. And he sort of looks you up and down and goes, a great big sigh. He says, yes. Well, you'll do. Can you leave today? On the hour, if possible?
Do you provide lunch?
You provide lunch.
Sure. You like gruel?
I'm ready to leave after gruel.
Who doesn't like gruel?
Right.
And at that point, he yells out, "Hey, gruel!" And he's like, "Okay, I'd say have a seat, but I don't have any seats. So this is what I need. we're very behind sending packages up the pass. He goes, I've got a bunch of parcels there. Let's see, there's 4 of you. All right, so we'll supply horses. You'll each carry 2 bags of parcels, and you'll make your way up the pass to Riverwine. It's about 3 days. Once you get there, we have another chapter house, a much smaller affair up there. You drop off the packages and you'll be paid. He goes, and then I'm sure they've got packages that need to come down. You can either end your employment there, or preferably you'll bring the other packages down for 10 gold pieces. Does that sound acceptable?
Do they have baskets up there that will assist in bringing whatever their packages are, or do you have baskets that we can take with us?
Well, I'll supply you with horses that have saddlebags.
That's
You know,
better. That's better than
15
baskets.
gold really. 15 gold sounds better than 10 gold.
Is that each or total?
That would be each. Yeah.
So 15 each. I love it. Let's do it.
Not a bad price.
He says, well, all right, 15. There's more to it. And he brings out these tabards, and he goes, while you're not going to be knights, you are working for us, and so you have to sort of follow up. One thing is you should wear these tabards at all times, and they have the symbol of the Knights of the Moon on them and everything else. It's tradition.
Knights.
He says, of course, and we're lending you horses, and of course the tabards themselves, and so and those cost money, and so if you lose them, you incur a debit. That's usually the case. I can tell you what, if there'll be no debit incurred if you lose the tabards and horses. Now, that's not a reason to go stealing them. I'll know the difference. How about that? Gold pieces, no debits for our lost crop.
How much would that debit typically be? Just out of curiosity.
Usually about 25 gold pieces.
Okay, so we could sell them for 25 gold.
Now that's the debit. They're really not worth that much.
That's
classic bureaucracy. Okay.
I've finished the last of my gruel, and it's like a big.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
licking the
actually,
spoon.
It's pretty good gruel. It's got bits of pork in it, actually. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. It's got that strange dwarven spice, I think, that they call quelf. Some people say it's similar to rosemary, but it's got a more pungent taste.
So I slide my bowl across the counter, and then I put on my fancy new uniform, and I do like a little model, and I go, in it for the uniform.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get my horse and grab my bags.
There's a little bit more. You've got to also follow the principles of the order, right? Well, you're not knights. You are representing us. Is that and the principles are this: 1, deliver the packages no matter what. Don't look into the packages. Those are private affairs.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
easy.
Fine.
The second one is you must protect the innocent. We are knights after.
That's
The third thing is speak no lies.
wait, like at all? Like never?
Well, while you're working for us.
Okay.
What you do in the privacy of your own home is none of my business.
Well, what are your work hours?
Well, it'll be once you leave here, and then you'll get to Riverwine, and then you'll drop off the packages, and then that might be the end of it. But if you decide to bring packages from Riverwine back to Borgahild, then it'll be when you come back here. So
All right, but like if I take a lunch break, am I technically on the clock?
yeah, you're technically on it. What is? We don't have clocks here. That's the only clock I know of is in verbs. And I don't even know if that thing actually works.
Say we had a house that was like halfway between here and where we're gone, and we stayed there for the night. Would we be allowed to lie while we were staying in the house that we own, but technically on your like?
Not if we have the packages. No,
Well,
no lies.
Yeah,
People tell me no lies with these packages.
I'm all for protecting the innocent, but like.
All right, so no lies.
What
Protect
about
the
like a white
innocent.
lie?
Don't look at the packages. Deliver the packages. Is there anything else? This is we're wasting daylight here.
All right, all right.
I was just wondering how you.
I don't think these are that complicated, actually. They're very simple. But I mean, unless you're a pack of liars.
Well, not particularly.
Not me.
All right, this shouldn't be difficult.
But how will you know? Is my question.
Also,
Because we're on the clock, which doesn't exist.
Because you've made an oath. You've told me I am a commander of the platoon, so
I oathed my gruel, and now I will not tell lies.
I turn to Brixa and go, "Your cloak looks fantastic on you." And I kind of look around.
The last lie you're going to be.
Commander Schwab looks over and says, "It is a nice cloak."
No, it's a nice cloak.
I wouldn't have said it if it weren't true. I took the oath. Yeah.
So you've already got the
cases, but it's
it's
a nice
fine.
cloak.
I don't know what you all were worried about. These are very simple principles.
Onward.
What if say you already took an oath? Does that
Oh my
interfere
God.
with this oath?
What oath have you taken?
That's a liar's oath.
That's all right. That's a lie in itself. So he's already violating your oath. I mean, I've sworn to like judge people, like very harshly, like brutally. But I just want to make sure.
It doesn't seem like that's a liar's oath.
No, not particularly. No.
Yeah, it seems like these work together. I see.
As long as I can take, I just want to make sure I'm allowed to take several. All right. Sure, we can go. My other question is going to be, since 3 of us are like small, how are we going to ride horses?
Oh, we've got special saddles for you.
Oh, cool, perfect.
Like, how do you think I ride a horse?
I don't assume you ride one. I just assume you just kind of stand there all day and write things. And
Brixa is now walking out.
I would have wished
Brixa is
that was
walking
a
out
lie.
of the end.
And he takes out a piece of parchment and he writes something on it. He says, "Take this to the stable. Talk to the stable master Tora, and she will get you the horses and the saddlebags. And please don't make me regret hiring you. Quite frankly, because I cannot tell a lie. You've been quite difficult so far. I hope this isn't, going to keep on occurring. I would like to have good relationships with the people who do work with us."
Yes, sir.
Sure, yeah, totally.
Of course.
And
We've just been on
networking
the
is
road for a
important.
while.
It'll be fine. Let's go get horses.
Alrighty, so you make your way out and make sure you close the door. And so you make sure, I would suppose you close the door and go across the way to the stable. And there's an elf woman there who, very big smile on her face. And she's like, "Oh, new recruits. I take it you have a requisition," which is always a bit strange because he could just yell out the door, but we have to do things quite properly. You need horses, okay, and the bags. All right. And she brings out the horses. They're not great horses. Some of them are well past their prime, but they're definitely not, war horses or anything else like that. But she brings them out with various saddles and saddlebags. The carrier brings the various packages, which are stuffed in the saddlebags, and she's like, "Well, it looks like you're all ready to go. I wish you luck."
Excuse me, miss. Does my horse have a name?
Yeah, Dixie.
That's weirdly
Pixie?
perfect.
Pixie it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pixie, come on. And I'm giving Pixie some love before I jump on the saddle. I'm looking deep into Pixie's eyes, like,
Whoa.
Me and you, Pixie. We got this.
All right.
I'll lean over to Tubi, be like, I don't know much about knighthood, but I'm pretty sure that getting a horse is at least step 2 after, the first thing.
All right, Mr. Judge. Look, the knight thing is it's a goal of mine. It's not who I am. So, we can go forth, but like we don't need to relate every single movement that my skeleton does.
I'm just
to a
saying
knight.
you're
That might,
on the right track.
that
I'm
might
proud of
be
you.
a lie.
But you're right.
Probably not coming out of his mouth. If any of the other of us have said it, it'd certainly be a lie.
All right, me and Pixie are trotting towards this path, unless you tell me I'm not.
No.
Okay.
So Brixa starts taking off the path. I take everybody else follow suit. Do you have any
Hell
more
yeah.
questions for Stable Master Tora before you go?
How's the path ahead?
She goes, it's usually quite clear. Every once in a while, so the area has a few dangers that pop up. There are goblin tribes. They tend to stay away. They've got the goblins have these baboons that go around with them. They can be quite mischievous, but a lot of them, so definitely pack up your camp at night. Baboons will come in and try to steal your food and little knickknacks, and definitely don't let them get to the packages. There are greater threats, but they're more rare. There's been sightings of giants and trolls to the east, but lately it's been pretty calm. And then there's the Glimmering itself. You may encounter these strange sort of patches of purplish mist. Stay away from them. And nothing's bad has ever happened, but there's a lot of weird stories. The goblins won't go near them. But yeah, watch out for that. I've seen a patch myself. It's weird. It smells funny, but nothing bad has ever come out of it. And then, there are things like there's some bears, there's some axe beaks, bandits, various problems. But lately the road's been very clear. So I don't think you're going to have much of a problem. But keep your eyes out. There are dangers up there.
Thank you. I appreciate that heads up.
Just to be completely transparent with all of you, if we see some glimmering, I'm 100% touching it and trying to bottle it. I'm sorry, I have to.
I appreciate your honesty.
I can't tell a lie. So no.
She goes, well, I have a good feeling about that. There's a shine to you. You seem like the heroes of legend.
Oh, then I perk up. And then
Alright,
follow Brixa.
All right, so I'm about to lead the way up this path, and we're made our way like out of this construction area, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Alright,
past
and I go,
the barricades.
this is what happens when I don't have minor illusion, by the way. All right, I go, all right, everybody, are we ready?
Where did you get that?
I bought a trinket. A lovely trinket. It's called a Zuzu.
Beautiful trinket.
Yes, thank you. All right, I'm trotting my way.
All right, you're trotting your way. And on horseback, you guys make it up the mountain or up this mountain pass. So basically, there's a fast-moving river to your right through most of this path. Between you and the river is a cliff that ranges sometimes, between 5 feet to 15 feet to even 20 feet at times as you go up. And the path sort of follows the river. To your left, usually the mountains reach up. Every once in a while you find a clearing or something like that, but for the most part you've got these rapids to the right, mountains to your left. The first day you make your way up the pass, everything is the weather's sunny, everything's clear. You see a couple of travelers on heading down the path. if you ask them about anything, they're like, the path is clear. It's been beautiful, right? So nothing else going on. Every once in a while, you might encounter a small rock slide, but nothing overly treacherous. And the first night, you're able to find a place to camp, a bit of a clearing to the left side of the trail. Looks like it's been used by a number of people over the months or years. And the night goes by without incident. And the next day comes and you guys head up the mountain and it's more of the same. This might be the easiest 10 gold pieces you've ever made, right? It's just a leisurely sort of way
15.
up the
15.
mountain. 15? Oh no, it was still 10. He just took away the debit.
Oh, that's true. He negotiated with us. Damn it. Oh, all right, 10 gold pieces and some shirts. That's still really easy.
I got the uniform. I get to keep it.
There you go.
Little role play. Come to vibe.
This all sort of changes as it reaches evening on the second day, as a group of clouds start heading down from or start reaching up from the south. You can hear the peals of thunder off in the distance. Every once in a while, you see a flash of lightning. Tonight is going to be a wet night, as the storm sort of fastly makes its way up the mountain pass. And unfortunately, in this bit of the trail you're on, it gets it's narrower than it's been before. It's still plenty of room for 2 horses, but you know that you need to find some sort of shelter, and fairly soon. And as you sort of quicken your way up, it starts to rain. Things get a little bit more slick, but off in the distance, you see what looks like smoke coming up from maybe a campsite or maybe a mining camp up ahead, maybe around the bend. So you sort of quickly make your way up the path to see what it is. But as you reach that bend, unfortunately, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is up ahead on the path, there's kind of a shelf of stone that goes over the path, which would be brilliant shelter. The bad part is what burns underneath that shelf, and that is the remains of a wagon that has been tipped over. The horses that pulled the wagon are dead. Gnawing at the remains of those horses are 2 very large flightless birds with these axe-like beaks. And even from this distance, you see that there's at least one humanoid figure, looks like it's pinned under a piece of the wagon, and the wagon burns with a strange flickering flame that's a little bit green, a little bit red. It looks a little odd.
So I'm going to assume I'm still in the front and I see this.
Oh, yeah.
Does the rest of the party see this? Like everyone sees this, correct?
I mean, unless you've been scouting up ahead, I imagine you guys are moving up in a group.
Yeah, we're together. So everyone sees this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I go, well, we can't lie and we have to protect the innocent. So here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Charge!
So
All right,
the innocent are the axe-beaks that are just foraging for food?
No, I think the innocents are dead, but we should probably avenge them.
Avenge? Well, it's protect. I don't know the avenge. All right, let's see what happens.
If you don't want to,
Let's just see if anyone's alive.
you go pet the bird. How about that? I don't.
I wouldn't judge you for
Right.
that.
Is the path narrow? Is there any way to kind of maybe try to flank or something to get a better look without drawing too much attention?
Where you are,
I've zuzu'd
it's-
already, so.
It's pretty narrow. Are you
I thought
trying
so.
to? So before I answer your question, Ron, is Brixa trying to move forward with her horse?
I was going to stay where I was and shoot an arrow.
Oh, okay. So you're on horseback still. You've taken out your bow and arrow. All right.
Yes.
run. So where you are, you've been in a fairly narrow stretch. It does widen out a little bit up ahead, but there's not a whole lot of like, maybe you could try to sneak to the left and not have the axe beaks notice you. You're kind of, maybe considering that, not that you're the most stealthy person in the world,
Right.
but at that point, you notice that one of the axe beaks, its head goes up and you hear this sort of sniffing sound from it, and it looks over at all of you, but then it goes back and continues in on its meal. So the axe beaks are aware of your presence, at least for right now, or at least one of them is. At least for right now, they don't seem to be concerned. They're just gnawing on the remains of these horses and enjoying their meal.
All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna let I'll pull up and let Brixa kind of advance a little bit, maybe 15 to 20 feet, and kind of see how things play out.
Okay. Alrighty. So Brixa has taken out her short bow. You're gonna Chara's gonna wait a little bit to see what's going on. Tithis, what are you doing?
I mean, there's dead people, and they probably didn't deserve it. So I'm definitely going to be going like straight on ahead.
You're going to try to do it on horseback, or are you getting off your horse?
Oh no, I'll get off my horse first.
Okay.
I don't think I'm tall enough to reach down off a horse. Just like with a sigh, dismount and start like trudging over.
Alrighty, so
TT, I gotta teach you how to get off and on a horse.
Offling, it's not really hard.
Okay, so and let's see, Tubi, what are you doing?
I will also hop off of my horse and kind of hug the side of the road and kind of tentatively be waiting to make a move.
Okay. Brixa, are you going to let your arrow fly?
Unless you make me roll initiative, yes, I am.
Yeah, go ahead, mate. I'll give you an arrow shot.
18, so I think that hits.
Oh yeah, it definitely hits. So the closest of the two birds, you strike
with 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. So your arrow thunks into the side of this beast. It lets out this trilling screech as both of them, their heads straight up over towards you, and it looks like that they are going to head in your direction.
Oh, they'll hit us before they hit you. How nice.
All right, I
pet initiative.
I pet Pixie and I go, Pixie, I will not let you be eaten. And hop right off of Pixie.
Okay, that sounds good.
Let's see.
Damn, guys.
Ooh.
Make sure all my screens are where they need to be.
Mm-hmm. You need one more monitor, huh?
I do. I've got 3, but 3 is not enough.
Welcome to my world.
I thought 3 was the magic number.
4's okay.
No, it's not.
I think my fancy die just stopped working.
Disconnected.
Sure, I'll roll. Let me just make sure I'm connected to Wi-Fi and
there. All right, which is good for you because my first roll was a 20 on initiative. So now it's only a 13. We didn't add the plus one. Oh, there we go. 12.
Weird.
I assume they go before me because they actually have a bonus to Dex.
And Chara, did you roll your initiative?
Yes, it's a 19.
19.
I don't have anything set up, so I'm using the dice roller in roll 20.
Great. Okay, so Brixa, not only did you get that arrow off very quickly, it is your turn again.
All right, I am going to shoot another another arrow from my short bow as rapidly as possible.
Okay, at the same one?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 9.
That will not hit.
Okay. Maybe I got a little too excited too quick.
Yeah.
It's in the rain.
Haste makes waste, as they say.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. And next is Chara.
Shara will hold his action until he's waiting to see if one of the axe beaks charges Brixa or Thesis.
Okay.
Tithys.
So are you going to...
Tithys.
Titties.
Right. So
Any of those work.
you're going to ready an action? Is that...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, ready an attack action. I stayed, I wanted to let them get ahead, but not so much that I couldn't, span the distance and attack.
Okay. Alrighty. At that point, the axe beaks, which are incredibly fast, very quickly close the distance between them and you. And so they are fast, but there is still a good amount of distance there. So it's going to take them a move and a dash to get up to you guys. But they are now, I would probably say, next to Tithys and Shara. So your ready to action will go off.
Okay. I swing my axe with both hands.
Okay.
And that's a 18 to hit.
Yeah.
18, that will definitely hit. I'm going to
Okay.
roll randomly to see which one this is, the one with the arrow in it and one that's not. It's the one with the arrow in it. So
Is 13 points of damage. Nice.
13 points of damage. Nice. So with a mighty cleave, you basically decapitate this thing as it tries to get its head into position to try to do the same thing to you. So one of the axe beaks is already down.
It tried to get way too close to you, Brixa.
Tithys, it's your turn.
Thank you. I don't know when the last time they trimmed their claws, but they need to.
It's been a while.
How far away is the other axe beak?
The other axe beak is right on you. In fact,
Oh,
it's
they're both? Okay.
up. It is going to come down and try to squash it.
Oh wait, never mind. In that case, yeah, I will cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
Rather than pull out my mace, I'll just reach out my hand, which starts to just magically wither and die, and I'll try to give it a little pet.
Alrighty. You reach out your withered, dying hand.
Indeed, I do. Give me 1 sec here. 20 plus 6. 16.
16. That will hit. So you are able to grasp this thing with your withered hand and deal damage. I guess the question is, are you going to sacrifice the spell?
No, not this early in the game.
Oh, wow. All right. So 1d10 necrotic.
Yep. 7 necrotic damage.
7 necrotic damage. It screams in pain at that, but it is still up, and you did not miss, so it does not get that. And all right, next, Tubi.
I want to reach out towards the axe beak that is attacking Titties and cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Is that in that 20?
It says
No, it's a
20,
dirty
but
20.
yeah, it is dirty 20
30, 20.
or 10 damage.
All right, for 10 damage. It is now screaming mad, but it is still up. Brixa, it's your turn.
So it's really close to me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I am gonna use my light hammer, and I'm just gonna bonk it as hard as I can while going shh, quiet
Okay.
now. It's not a very hard bonk.
It is not a very hard bone.
No,
It's so
No.
it's a quiet
I was-
bonk, really.
it's very gentle. It was too gentle, too gentle.
Stop trying to calm it down and kill it.
All right, so that will miss. Shara, it's your turn.
All right. Shara bring my axe up over my head and then said, Brixa said quiet. and just put the axe in the skull of the axe beak for
That's
12 points of damage.
All right.
dirty 20, 2 dirty 20s. Hell yeah.
12 points of damage, and you decapitate another one of these axe beaks as it falls twitching on the ground, cavorting a bit.
Fucking rude.
And things get quiet. Nice for making quick work of those axe beaks.
Jesus.
Good job, Chara.
I go,
Right.
well, Chara, I think I owe you a dinner and a
Yeah.
drink for that.
Don't worry about it, friend. You asked a simple question and it couldn't comply.
Right? Thank you.
Alrighty, and so at that point, except for the sort of crackling of the burning in the distance, the rush of the water below, and of course the rain coming down, at least you don't have the scream of axe beaks to contend with. You do notice, and it really struck Atithus, is that part of the ruins of this wagon that are burning are out beyond the overhang, and rain is falling on them, but it's not putting out the flame. If anything, it kind of sizzles and cracks instead.
Do
Which
I, as
leads
an alchemist, recognize this?
Yeah, which leads you to believe, and especially with everything else, even without a knowledge or an arcana check, that the burning has come from alchemist fire.
All right, guys, it's just got a little more interesting. This is not normal fire. This is someone attacked a wagon with alchemist fire.
Are they magic axe beaks?
No. So I'm
Not
gonna
anymore.
assume that the axe came after, because I've never seen a bard throw a magic flask of fire.
Maybe you just haven't lived long enough.
I've not been around.
Yeah, what level are you?
Wow, what level were you?
What,
I've
the
seen
same
things.
level.
I've
I'm
been in
just
the
saying.
tower. All right. Well, I want to not put myself in the flames, but I do want to get closer to the wagon to see if there are any survivors or any dead with little baggies full of gold.
Okay, so you're going to approach and go ahead and give me a perception check as you start to approach this place, the ruins of the wagon.
Does someone have Discord open? Because if so, can someone close Discord? Because it's driving me crazy.
That would be
The answer is, yeah, I do not. 21.
21. All right. So as you're walking up, I closed Discord, but Discord doesn't want to stay closed. Basically, I can't do that. So as you go up, you see a number of things, right? One, as you approach the figure that's pinned under the ruins of the wagon, it is definitely like the angles of the limbs are all wrong. This person is obviously expired. The other thing that you see is there are crossbow bolts sticking out of various parts of this. So not only is there alchemist fire, there's crossbow bolts and what looks like damage from some sort of slashing weapon here and there. So whatever attacked this wagon initially wasn't just axe beaks or axe beaks at all. It was something that was a bit more organized. It looks like, looting and treasure and everything else. Whatever this wagon is, it looks like it's been thoroughly looted at this point.
Well, I see all this and I go, well, gang, there's nothing left to loot because they've been attacked and looted. Everyone's dead. So it looks like we might have company ahead. And they've got ranged weapons too. Look at these, and I pull a bolt out of whatever is closest to me.
I mean, it looks like a pretty standardly made crossbow bolt. There doesn't seem to be anything special about it. The other thing is you're looking around and you tell out you're not quite sure, but you think you've heard some sort of scuffling around from the cliff to your right. and then you definitely hear a bit of rockfall over there as well. There's definitely something going on just beyond at the cliff that heads down to the river.
All right. Well, I'm gonna point in the direction. I go, does anyone hear that? Do you see anything?
Yeah.
Scuttle over the cliff.
Yeah, let's go around that cliff.
All right. So basically, so you're going to go over and look down the cliff?
Yep.
All right. So you look down the cliff, and I mean, do you have weapons drawn and everything, or are you just peeking over?
I do not.
I
It is a very
still
Looney
have-
Tunes situation.
I mean, I am smarter than some of my
Okay.
fellow
like to see
travelers. It's apparently I have my bow at the ready because I can see that there's a ranged attack that's just happened.
I don't need a bow, so.
All right, so bow out, clerical spells or whatever at the ready. You peek down over the cliff, and down, hanging off of the cliff, looking up at you is something we will find out next week.
It's probably fine.
Rude. Absolutely rude.
And with that is our first session of A Dark and Stormy Night. Tune in next week to find out what's beyond the cliff and what is going on in the World Teeth Mountains in the Glimmering Gap.
I'm personally willing to bet that it's Alan Rickman.
Might be Alan Rickman. Or at least the ghost of Alan Rickman. Or the resurrection of Alan Rickman, which would be...
I like that even better.
Yeah,
Yes.
We all need more Alan Rickman.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great
thank
session,
you.
everybody.
What a fun.
Yeah, we're developing some interpersonal relationships that are fun.
Yeah.
So
And I got to use my Zuzu.
Yep.
Right? You got to
That was a huge surprise. I think that was the biggest plot twist. I
awesome.
didn't see it coming. Maybe I should have, but I didn't.
We'll see
I hope
y'all
no one saw
again.
it coming.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, that was just it. Is when minor illusion was taken, I was like, "Oh, we gotta slide something in here. We gotta have some fun with this." So,
Yeah.
so I was glad that there was a bit of surprise. I'm definitely gonna play back for I like Steven's look sometimes, where he's like, "Oh my god, now I have to role play this."
Yeah. Well, great session,
Well, thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank y'all so much. And if you haven't, I mean, you have to be looking at the screen, right? I hope so. You'll see the GaryCon poster. So GaryCon is in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we'll be there, and we'll be having the Glimmering there as well. So if you're going, join us, and looking forward to it. Oh, and one last thing to plug. A Dark and Stormy Night. If you want to play a Dark and Stormy Night, we're actually hosting it this Sunday at 3 p.m. Central. So if you haven't played the introductory adventure to the Glimmering yet, and you'd like to, definitely go sign up in our Discord, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
have
haven't had to
spots.
spoil it yet, so.
They'll actually beat us to the punch. They'll know what happens before we do.
Thank y'all so much, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Bye.
Adventurers, GRIPNR is giving you the D and delivering a brand new campaign. Welcome to the Glimmering, the world's first 5e tabletop role-playing game on the blockchain. Beginning March 30th, mint your NFT hero from our Genesis collection of playable characters. And start kicking ass at play.gripnr.com. Search the hall for a table with your favorite game master. Connect with fellow adventurers. Play the game and etch your place in history when your progress is recorded on chain. Whether you're a noob or a seasoned pro, there's a quest waiting for you. So what the f*** are you waiting for? Kick down the door and take what's yours. At play.gripnr.com.